قال الله تعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحج أشهر معلومات فمن فرض فيهن الحج فلا رفث ولا فسوق ولا جدال في الحج وما تفعلوا من خير يعلمه الله وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى واتقون يا أولي الألباب. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من حج لله فلم يرفث ولم يفسق رجع كيوم ولدته أمه أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. صدق الله المولان العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Jazakumullahu khairan to everyone for joining us in this Hajj workshop. Inshallah, we will go through the method of performing Hajj, and there are some slides that we will follow just to make sure that we stay on track of time, and also the different rituals of Hajj and Umrah. And anytime if you feel that I need to repeat myself or explain in a different way, then please feel free to ask me. And there will be a slide about putting on ihram, so I will inshallah, I brought my ihram with me. I will show you how to put on ihram. So inshallah, we're going to make a start now. And this picture that you can see on the screen is a beautiful picture of Haram, the most virtuous place after the Rawda, the resting place of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Where the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam is resting in Madinatul Munawwara, the earth, the dust that is touching the skin and the body of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the most blessed piece of land and most blessed dust and earth in this world. After that is the Ka'batullah, the black house that you can see in the middle. This is the Kaaba, and then I'm just thinking, if I stand up, if this stretches enough, then I can show you with my fingers on the screen. Okay, so this picture, this is the Kaaba. I'm sure everybody knows this is the Kaaba. But it's good because when you go there and you stay in a hotel, you probably won't get a view like this of the Kaaba unless you've paid thousands and thousands and you've booked a hotel room here. Okay, so this is the Kaaba. We do tawaf around the Kaaba. All of this is the mataf. Inside the masjid you can do tawaf as well, but not outside the masjid. If somebody says it's too busy inside, I'm going to do tawaf outside the masjid, it'll take you a long time and you probably won't be able to, because there's all construction work going on here. But tawaf is only performed inside the masjid, around the Kaaba, or inside here the mataf. This is Safa and Marwa. So once you finish your tawaf, which we will go through inshallah, I'm just trying to show you on this picture, you will go to Safa, to Marwa, Safa, Marwa 7 times and finish. You'll exit from here and then go to a Baba, wherever your hotel is, and then you'll go back to your hotel. That's Umrah, okay? So it's a beautiful picture. This is what they refer to as clock tower, and all around the masjid, all of these buildings are hotels. This is the new extension, which you can use. It's in use now. Some important points, because we're going on Hajj, but remember it's a journey as well. It's a safar as well. And you're going to a different country and you'll be on a flight as well. So that's why some important points and you'll be amazed how many people fail in one of these points. Okay? So first of all, passport and documents. Make sure when you leave your house that you've got your passport with you. The British one, yeah? Unless you're traveling with some other ones. But the British passport, you need to take that with you or else you won't be able to travel. Let me share with you, on many occasions we get onto the coach and we say to everybody, has everyone got their passport? So a lot of people think, yeah, passport, obviously everyone's got passport, common sense. And then we go to, from Mecca to Medina, Medina to Mecca, and then they say, we left our passport in the hotel. So people make these mistakes thinking it's common sense, we're going to obviously have our passport. But most important thing, without that you won't be able to travel. Make sure that you make the correct intention. When you leave your house, if you already haven't made a correct intention, then make this intention that Allah, I am going to perform Hajj to seek your pleasure. Allah, I am going to perform Hajj because you made it fard and it's become fard upon me. I am going to relieve myself from this duty, from this responsibility. And Allah, I am going to Hajj not for any other purpose, not to show people that I am going for Hajj or that I'm becoming a Haji or because there's pressure on me that I need to go perform Hajj. So then people go because they have money, and if they don't go then family members say a lot to them. So none of them reasons. I am going because Allah, you have invited me. Remember, you're all going. If Allah did not invite you, you would not be able to go. Only those people are able to go that Allah has invited this year. So you should feel happy that Allah has invited me, and alhamdulillah, up to now all the procedures are in place. I've applied through the Nusuk app, they've accepted me, and I've been able to select a package. I'm going inshallah. Okay, so you should feel happy and continue to make dua until you get onto the flight that Allah make it easy for me, make it easy for me. Okay, so correct your intention. Allah says in the Quran, وَأَتِمُّ الْحَجَّ وَالْعُمْرَةَ لِلَّهِ. We use this phrase, don't we, in our language as well, lillah, for the sake of Allah. Allah says, وَأَتِمُّ الْحَجَّ, that carry out the Hajj, وَالْعُمْرَةَ, and the Umrah, lillah, only to please Allah. Look how much money you're spending. Thousands of pounds. Just for a package you probably paid about 10 grand or whatever amount you paid. But apart from that, all the other costs. So in total 15, 20 grand maybe somebody is spending. If your Hajj was not for with the correct intention, then all that money is gone to waste. So that's why correct your intention. Number 2, a female must travel with a mahram. You might hear that they allow without mahram to go. Let the governments allow, let people do whatever they want, but we have to follow Quran and Hadith. And from Quran and Hadith we learn that a female is not allowed to travel 48 miles plus without a mahram. So that's even in this country as well. If somebody from Bradford, a female, on her own, she wants to go to London, then she needs a mahram with her. 48 miles plus, she needs a mahram with her. There's the importance of having a mahram is for her protection, not for controlling reasons. If, God forbid, there was an accident on M1, then there will be many people around this wife of yours, sister of yours, whom you wouldn't allow to be around her at that time. She would need your help. If she fell and hurt herself, then is another male going to come and pick her up? These are some reasons, but there are many other reasons as well why she needs a mahram with her. So a female must travel with a mahram. Look, the masla is, if she has the money, she's been accepted everything, but she doesn't have a male mahram to go with her, Hajj is not fard on her. This is mentioned in the books of fiqh that Hajj is not fard on her. Why? Because she doesn't have a mahram. She has everything else, but no mahram. So mahram is required. Learn about the virtues of the actions that you will perform there and the masla masail. Two things, every action, every amal that we do, there's two aspects to it. One is the fadila. What will I receive if I do this? If I pray my salat, what is Allah going to give me? What is the reward? And number two is the masail. Masail means that how do I pray salat? Do I do takbir tahrima? Do I do ruku? When do I do sujood? All of this. So about Hajj, if I do tawaf, what is the reward of tawaf? When I do sa'i, what is the reward of sa'i? What are the virtues? Learn about, there are many books. You don't even have to buy a book nowadays. There's so much good content online as well. And learn the masail, because if you don't perform the Hajj correctly, for example, somebody goes there and never goes to the field of Arafah, his Hajj is not going to be accepted. Or he goes to the field of Arafah but he doesn't do tawaf ziyarah, is not going to become halal until he does this. So these are masail. You can't say, yeah, there's a group leader, he's going to take us everywhere, he's going to show us everything. Forget about group leaders. You need to equip yourself. You need to equip yourself and give you the power of knowledge. Okay? Take any books that you want, any leaflets, any book you're reading, make some notes. And if you need to ask someone about something before you go, ask your local ulama, inshallah. So prepare yourself with knowledge. Also learn about the historical sites. What is the virtue of going to certain places? There's Masjid Quba, there's Masjid Qiblatain, there's Mount Uhud, all of these other places, Ghar Hira. What is the significance of that in Islam? So educate yourself and plan your journey and set some targets. Set some targets. I'm going to be there for 15 days. I'm going to try to at least read one juz a day, 15th juz I'm going to complete there. Or you can't read that much, at least I'm going to complete 3 paras of the Quran, 3 ajza of the Quran. Set yourself a target. By the time I return, I want in my memory Surat Ad-Duha, Surat Amma Yatasaaloon, etc. Or when I go there, I'm going to make sure I spend at least this much time in the masjid. So set yourself some targets. We see in anything, when we set targets and then we make a plan to achieve those targets, only then we be successful in whatever we are doing. So set yourself some targets from now on and plan your journey as well. Obviously the travel and everything will be planned for you, but whilst you are there, how you are going to spend your day? Are you going to sleep all day? Are you going to just spend your time in the restaurants and shopping all the time? What are you going to do? Plan your day. When people go on holidays, you plan your holiday. You book, excursions and everything beforehand. So plan beforehand so you know exactly what you're doing and then try to stick to that. And the last one is, remember to take your ihram with you. Remember any other clothing that you need and you require there, to purchase that beforehand and to take that with you as well. Last one. This is important because people have gone with us for Umrah and they've been doing tawaf every day, all day for one day, and then for the next 4 or 5 days they couldn't move their feet. When you're not used to walking and all of a sudden you have to walk a lot, it's not easy. And then especially with a crowd, in a crowd, to walk a lot. So that's why enjoy your ibadat there. Enjoy yourself whilst you're doing tawaf. And enjoy yourself whilst you're in the presence of so many worshippers in front of the Kaaba and you're visiting locations. But at the same time, take it easy and take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Okay? If you have a medical condition, in that heat to be out, is it safe for you? What should you do? Take care of yourself. If you become bedridden, then you're not going to enjoy yourself, are you? Meaning you're not going to be able to do the ibadat. So that's why take care of your health there. Drink plenty of water. Don't just go for freezing cold water. That's harmful for you as well. So take care of yourself. Another beautiful picture with the sun rising. I know it's not as clear. Allah says in the Quran Kareem, إِنَّ أَوَّلَ بَيْتٍ وُضِعَ لِلنَّاسِ لَلَّذِي بِبَكَّةَ. Here is the translation, and whatever is in bold, I wanted to just draw our attention to it. That where is it that we are going? Where we are going, Allah says, is إِنَّ أَوَّلَ بَيْتٍ, that the first house in this world to be built, constructed, for the linnasi, for the worship of Allah. for people, meaning for people to come and worship Allah, is لَلَّذِي بِبَكَّةَ, is that house which is in Mecca. Quran refers to it as Bakka here for other reasons. But in Mecca. So the place where we are going is the house which was the first house built for the ibadat, for the worship of Allah. Mubarakan, it's a blessed house. It's a blessed piece of land. وَهُدًى لِلْعَالَمِينَ, and it's also guidance for all the people around the world. Why? Because everyone prays their salat towards the Kaaba. That's the Qibla, isn't it? So it unites, the Qibla unites everyone throughout the world. Fihi, in it, ayatun bayyinat, are clear signs. And from those clear signs, one is maqam Ibrahim. وَمَنْ دَخَلَهُ كَانَ آمِنًا, whoever enters, then he is secure. Okay, there is a lot of commentary to this, but we're just going to listen to the translation. This is the important part. وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ, and to please Allah. Look, that same word again, lillah. We're only performing Hajj or doing Umrah, lillah, to please Allah. وَلِلَّهِ, and to please Allah. عَلَى النَّاسِ, it is compulsory upon the people. Hijjul Bayt. This word here is recited Hijjul Bayt. We say Hajjul Bayt, Hajj, Hajj. It's all correct. Hijjul Bayt, to perform the pilgrimage of the house. But upon whom is it fard? Man istata'a ilayhi sabila, one who is able to travel to the city and to the house. So we learn here that Hajj is fard. It's fard, made compulsory by Allah, and we perform Hajj to please Allah. And whom is it fard upon? Man istata'a ilayhi sabila. The scholars write, one who has zad and rahila, meaning one who has enough money during the days of Hajj, during the months of Hajj, which will take him to the land. He will be able to stay there, perform Hajj and return back. If he has any dependents, for example his wife, his minor children, and he can leave for them enough to survive, to live, then Hajj is fard upon them. If Hajj became fard upon you, for example 15 years ago, and you did not perform Hajj, that fardiyya, that compulsion will stay until you perform Hajj. Okay? So even if you die, you will die with Hajj being fard upon you. So that's why it's very important. Soon as Hajj becomes fard, then we discharge this duty. We go and perform Hajj. وَمَنْ كَفَرَ, Allah says, and one who denies or one who does kufr, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ عَنِ الْعَالَمِينَ, Allah is free from the ibadat of any one of us. Allah is not in need of us to go there and do Hajj. But it's for our benefit that we go and perform Hajj. Miqat are the boundaries around Mecca. So you have Makkatul Mukarramah. You have Makkatul Mukarramah here. Around Mecca, there is a boundary. This boundary, there are set locations which we refer to as miqat. Depending on from which direction you are traveling and you are approaching Mecca, will depend which miqat you need to put on your ihram from. You can't enter Mecca, go beyond the boundary without being in the state of ihram. You must be in the state of ihram before you go beyond that boundary. Okay? Now, there is Zul Hulayfa. This is one of the boundaries. This is for people who are approaching Mecca from the direction of Medina. So if you, for example, go to Medina first, and now you are coming to Mecca, so you're approaching from the direction of Medina, then Dhul Hulayfa is your miqat. Before you pass Dhul Hulayfa, you must make sure that you are in the state of ihram. We have Juhfa for people approaching Mecca from the direction of Syria, European countries. Anyone from America, Canada, anyone from England, Wales, France, this is Juhfa, this is their miqat. Now there's an area called Rabigh there, and we must make sure that before we cross, whether it's by flight or however, we put on our ihram. The flights will go generally to Jeddah if you're going to Mecca first. So when you go to Jeddah, Jeddah is inside the miqat. So you can't say, I will land at Jeddah airport and then I will do wudu and I will put on my ihram and I will go for Hajj or Umrah. Because Jeddah is...
If you are having connecting flight in Jeddah and going to Medina first, you don't need to put
No. So if you are traveling to Jeddah and that's your last stop, it's not a transit, then you can't say I'm going to put on my ihram from Jeddah. Why? Because Jeddah is inside the miqat. So now approximately, just to be on the safe side, an hour before landing time, if you're landing in Jeddah 4 o'clock, make sure by 3 o'clock you are a muhrim. We'll go through how you become muhrim. You are a muhrim, okay? You've got your ihram on. If you pass by and you land in Jeddah airport and you did not put on your ihram, then obviously you can't go back with the flight. Flight is finished. Now you will have to go to Ji'irana or one of the other boundaries, miqat, go to the miqat, put on your ihram and then come back in. Okay? So make sure you put on your ihram before landing. If, like our Dr. Sahab said, if you are traveling to Jeddah but you're not going to come out, it's a transit, you're going to basically get onto another flight and you're going to go to Medina, or sometimes people, they travel abroad, they go Pakistan, Bangladesh and they take these kind of routes, then you don't have to put on your ihram there. Okay? If people are traveling from the direction of Najd, Najd is, for example, Riyadh, capital city, Riyadh or that direction, then Qarnul Manazil is your miqat. When we went with Iqra group in February, then in Qarnul Manazil we went out to Taif. So coming back from Taif, Taif is outside the miqat. Coming back, returning back, we put on ihram again from Qarnul Manazil. There's facilities there, beautiful facilities in all of these places, where you can put on your ihram, do wudu, pray salat, etc. Zatul Irq is for people traveling from the direction of Iraq, and Yalamlam, people traveling from the direction of Yemen. So people from UK, our miqat is Juhfa or Rabigh, an hour before landing into Jeddah. So please make sure you put on your ihram, you become a muhrim, an hour and a half before, minimum. Before that you can, but before landing you put on your ihram. Okay? Now there are 3 types of Hajj. So you're all going for Hajj, but there are 3 types of Hajj. You will be performing any one of them. You can't perform all 3. Okay? 3 types of Hajj. The first type is Hajj Qiran. Hajj Qiran is the one which is the, I don't want to say hardest, but basically you're in this state of ihram for a longer duration, and therefore you're in a state where many things are prohibited for you to do. So that's what makes it difficult. Hajj Qiran. What you are doing is, with one ihram, you are going to perform Umrah and you are going to perform Hajj with that same ihram. And because you're joining Umrah and Hajj together, that's why it's called Qiran. Arabic word, that's what it means. Okay? So Hajj Qiran is to first perform Umrah during the months of Hajj. The months of Hajj are Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, and the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And after that, you don't remove your ihram. Within the months of Hajj, that same year, you perform Hajj. This is called Hajj Qiran. Okay? The most rewarding Hajj is Hajj Qiran. You will receive the most reward for Hajj Qiran. Why? Because you're in the state of ihram for longer. The more difficult the ibadat, the more reward you receive. Second is Hajj Tamattu'. Most people, if not all, they perform this one. A lot of people perform that as well. I've been in groups where a lot of people were performing Hajj Qiran. But many people perform Hajj Tamattu'. Tamattu' means to take benefit. And in this Hajj, you put on your ihram, you go and perform your umrah, and then you can remove your ihram and become free. You can put on your jubba, you can wear normal clothes, you can cut hair, etc. You can apply perfume, scent. So you remove your ihram, you become free from ihram, and then before the days of Hajj, you put on the ihram for Hajj and you perform Hajj. So because in between Umrah and Hajj, you're able to remove your ihram and become free from the prohibitions of ihram, you're benefiting from that. So that's why it's called Hajj Tamattu'. Okay. The third one is Hajj Ifrad, and this is where a person performs no Umrah, he is only going to perform Hajj. That's it. Only Hajj. Hajj Ifrad. So this is the least rewarding, the second least, and the most rewarding is Hajj Qiran, where you will receive the most reward for Hajj Qiran. Okay? Any questions on this? Now, how to perform Umrah first of all? Because usually Hajj Tamattu', Hajj Qiran, we perform Umrah first. So how to perform Umrah first, we're going to mention. Some virtues of Umrah. Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, a Umrah to another Umrah will be redemption of sins for whatever occurs between them. So if you performed one Umrah and now you're going to perform another Umrah, the sins, minor sins you committed, then they are all going to be forgiven inshallah. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Tabi'u bayn al-Hajj wal-Umrah. Follow up the Hajj and Umrah. Meaning, you've performed one Umrah, don't think that I've performed the Umrah, I don't need to perform anymore. You don't have to, but there's so much reward. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is encouraging us that if you can afford, it's not going to be a burden upon you, meaning you're not taking debt out, etc. And you can easily go and perform Umrah. There's so much reward, go and perform another Umrah. So, follow up the Hajj and Umrah because they certainly remove poverty. I like this phrase. Why? Because a lot of people think that I'm going for Umrah, I'm going to spend 2,000, 3,000. I could use that money elsewhere. I'm going to become 2,000 pounds poorer. I'm going to Hajj, I'm going to become 11,000 pounds poorer. But Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that it removes poverty. Hajj and Umrah removes poverty and sins as fire separates the impurity from iron, gold and silver. Abu Hurairah narrates that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the jihad of the elderly, the weak and the women is in undertaking Hajj and Umrah. And Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the warrior in the cause of Allah, the pilgrim and the one who is performing Umrah are all the delegation of Allah. He called them and they responded. Allah invited you, you have responded and you are going, and they will ask of His bounties and He will give it to them. You will go there and you will make dua and Allah will give you an answer, the du'as that you have made. Maqam Ibrahim, in front of the Kaaba, this is the door of the Kaaba. Okay, this is the ghilaf. It's a piece of cloth. It's exactly like that, the mihrab that we have. And this is all thread, gold thread. And verses of the Quran are written. This is an opening, and behind there are two doors. There is a lock on it, and that's the entrance to the Kaaba. It's not floor level, it's above floor level. Okay? In the corner here is Hajar Aswad, and you will easily identify Hajar Aswad because there will be a policeman there. When you look at the Kaaba and you see a policeman hanging off a rope, that's Hajar Aswad. He's there to make sure that the crowd continue. This is Maqam Ibrahim. Okay? This holds no significance. Touching this, there's no barakah. People go there, they touch it, they kiss it, they take photos near it. This is just a safety box. Inside it looks like this. Okay? Inside it looks like this. When you come close, then it looks like this. There's no copyright here, these are all my photos. Okay? And I took these photos to use for these slides. Okay. Now, remember the verse? Fihi ayatum bayyinat maqamu Ibrahim. This is maqam. Maqam means station. Station of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he built the Kaaba, he stood on this stone and it used to raise him like a lift. He used to place the brick, the stonework, and then it used to bring him down. By doing this, there's an imprint. Ibrahim alayhi salam, how long ago he lived in this world? Usually, if you write on a tree, after so many years, it fills that engraving. On a stone, it fills up. This should have been filled up by now, but this is a mu'jiza of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Allah preserved it till today. So this is Maqam Ibrahim. Now, Maqam Ibrahim is an important place to know. Allah mentions it in the Quran, not once but several times. Like here, فِيهِ آيَاتٌ بَيِّنَاتٌ مَقَامُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. In another verse, Allah says, وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. And take Maqam Ibrahim to be a place of salat. So this is what Maqam Ibrahim looks like. If because of the crowd you can't go close to it, this is what it looks like, his footsteps. Okay. This is the Kaaba again. And around the Kaaba, we call this the Mataf. What do we call it? Mataf. Mim, Ta, Mataf. Okay. All of this is the Mataf. The Masjid construction, inside there you can do Tawaf as well. But outside the Masjid you can't do Tawaf. As I've already explained that. Okay. Outside the Masjid you can't do Tawaf. So this is the Mataf. This is Hajar Aswad. This is Hajar Aswad. This corner and where the door starts, this is called the Multazim. This is called the Multazim. Okay. And then this is called the Hatim. And some scholars say that Ismail alayhi salam is buried there. Okay. Allahu Alam. And this is the Hatim. This was originally part of the Kaaba, but when the Meccans, the Quraysh, they built after floods, there's been floods in the Mataf many times. I saw floods there when I went for Hajj as well. It wasn't a lot, but there was water inside. People, they did tawaf swimming once as well because there was too much water, they couldn't walk. They just swam. So this is the Hatim. There wasn't enough money to include that in, so they left it out. And when you go all the way around, then this is Rukne Yamani. Okay? Rukne Yamani and Hajar Aswad. These are the original two corners of the Kaaba. These two corners are not the original corners of the Kaaba. Why? Yeah, because this wasn't a corner. All of this was part of the Kaaba, wasn't it? Hatim. So these are the two original corners. When you're doing tawaf, we do istilam of this corner of the Hajar Aswad, and here you can just touch, that's it. If you get the opportunity, that's it. Okay. And Maqam Ibrahim is here. That's what the Hajar Aswad looks like. It's not one stone anymore. It's been broken into pieces. Some people stole it once. They took it from here and then they gave it back after some time. Because everybody was coming to perform Hajj in Yemen and neighboring areas during that time. They thought, we'll build our own Kaaba. And people built their own Kaaba as well. They said, come here, come and do Hajj here. But nothing worked because Allah protected it. So this is Hajar Aswad. Okay, there's a policeman always stood there. And inside there is a glass. And beyond the glass are the stones. I've got a photo of that. Very clearly you can see the 7 stones as well. Okay. Your tawaf will start from here, but you make the intention staying on that side. Staying on that side, you make intention of tawaf, and then you start from here, do istilam here, go all the way around, that's 1 done. All the way around, 2. All the way around, in this way 7. 7 times we go around the Kaaba, and then we pray salat behind Maqam Ibrahim wherever there is space. Don't fight and push and shove, wherever there is space. Okay? We're going to come back to each one of those points. I just wanted to show you a picture of it and the way. So now when you're performing Umrah, there are 4 acts in Umrah. Okay. This might sound but let me say this. Performing Umrah and Hajj is really easy. It's really easy. Yeah? The problem is that we don't educate ourselves, we don't learn about the Masla Masail, and that's where it becomes hard. Or else it's really easy. There's only 4 things to do in Umrah. That's it. You do these 4 things, your Umrah is complete. But because we don't prepare, that's why we went with people and they went there. Before they even did the Tawaf and Umrah, they took off their ihram, put on brand new white jubbas. You can't do that. You have to perform Umrah and become free from your ihram first. Had they only learned to that one point, they wouldn't have done that. So there are many things like this that you need to just educate yourself. Okay? 4 things, what are they? You put ihram, that's fard. You do tawaf, that's fard. You do sa'i, that's wajib. Halaq or qasr, that's wajib. 4 things. Ihram, tawaf, sa'i, halaq. First 2 are fard, second 2 are wajib. Okay? So whether it's fard or wajib is irrelevant, we have to do it. Wajib you have to do as well. We start our umrah with this, putting ihram on, and finish by halaq or qasr. Okay? 4 simple things. Put on your ihram, go to the mataf, do 7 times around the Kaaba tawaf, then go do sa'i, safa, marwa 7 times, come out, shave your head, finished. That's all it is. And whilst you're there, make lots of dua, make lots of dua, make lots of dua. Same dua all the time, doesn't matter. But carry on making dua, engage yourself in dua. So 4 things we have to do, step by step now. Ihram. Before we put on ihram, remember this must be done outside the miqat, before you pass the miqat. Remember the miqat? Okay? So before the miqat, we must do this. If you're going with Turkish Airlines, in Istanbul airport, brilliant facilities, alhamdulillah. You can put on your cubicles there, wudu facilities, put on your ihram there. How do you put on your ihram? Perform ghusl. If there aren't facilities to perform ghusl, at least make wudu. Okay? Perform ghusl, make wudu. Once you've performed ghusl, you've made wudu, you wear your ihram. Ihram for men is 2 unsewn sheets of clothing, and for females, it's their normal clothing. For women, it's their normal clothing. Okay? There are some prohibitions which we'll come on to. But ihram for men, 1 sheet waist down and 1 sheet shoulder down. That's it. 1 to cover our upper body and 1 sheet to cover our lower body. Ji? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. If you can't do ghusl, then you just do wudu. Yeah. We'll see why we need to be in the state of wudu and purity. So do ghusl or wudu, wear ihram, and then practically I'll show you how to wear ihram. But for ihram for men, 2 sheets. Okay? Obviously we've got these sheets that are sold everywhere. But it could be any, just 2 plain unsewn sheets of cloth. And it's to cover our body. And for female, they're normal clothing. After you put on your ihram, the head, face and the upper part of the feet must be left uncovered for a male. So now, if I'm in the state of ihram now, I can't wear my hat anymore. My hat has to be removed. All headgear has to be removed. Head has to be exposed. Okay? The head has to be exposed for men, remember, not for women. Okay? The face, the women cannot allow anything to touch their face, the skin of their face. So there's cups you can buy like this if they need to cover their face. And the feet, there is a bone here where you tie your laces. That bone needs to be exposed. That bone needs to be exposed. That's why we say the flip-flop sandals, you purchase them, it's easy. You only need them at the time of going. Once you're inside the mataf and mas'a, you can't wear it. Just to go in the state of ihram to the masjid and come back to your hotel, etc. After that you don't need it, you can wear whatever you want. But in the state of ihram, your feet where you tie your laces, that bone there needs to be exposed for men. Okay? Pray 2 rakat salat. Now when you pray these 2 rakat salat, you're not in the state of ihram yet. You've put it on, but you're not a muhrim yet. I'll tell you how you become muhrim. So when you pray these 2 rakat salat with your ihram on, you cover your head. Okay? And you recite Surah Al-Kafirun in the first rakat, Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun. If you've forgotten it, good enough time to revise. It's not an easy surah to remember. And Surah Ikhlas in the second rakat. It's sunnah to recite Surah Al-Kafirun and Ikhlas, and these 2 rakats are to be performed. After that, make intention for Umrah. So you say, Allahumma inni uridul umrata fayassirha li wa taqabbalha minni. That's in Arabic. But if you can't say it in Arabic, it does not matter. You can say it in English. You can say it in Urdu. You can say it in Bangla. Allah understands all languages. You don't even have to say it. Intention is here. Have you understood? Allah knows what is happening in your heart. So you make intention that you're performing Umrah. And then you recite the talbiyah. Now this you have to recite. Okay? Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. This is called talbiyah. What is it called? Talbiyah. Okay? That you have to recite. So once you put on your ihram, you prayed your 2 rakat salat, now you make intention, you recite talbiyah, and once you've recited talbiyah, then you become a muhrim. Okay? Muhrim. Muhrim means that now, when you come and stand for salat, you say, Allahu Akbar, takbir tahrima. Now can you eat? You can't eat anymore, can you? Now you're in salat. Before that you were performing wudu, you were getting ready. All of this is getting ready. Soon as you recite the talbiyah, now talbiyah is like takbir tahrim, Allahu Akbar. So now all those restrictions because of ihram will come into action. Now you can't apply any perfume. Now you can't use anything that has fragrance. Now you can't wear sewn clothes, stitched clothes. Okay? Remember, in ihram, you can't wear any underpants. Yeah, people ask these questions, and rightly so. You do a lot of walking, and skin rubs against one another. So you can't wear any undergarment. You can't wear a vest. You can't wear anything like that. Okay, shirt, anything that has been stitched or sewn. So niyat, intention, and then talbiyah. Now you've become muhrim. They don't have to be straight away. Maybe you made intention, and then you go onto a flight, and then 2 hours before, 1 hour before landing in Jeddah airport, you recited talbiyah and you became a muhrim. Usually they make announcement, good airlines, they'll make announcement that now we're going to pass by the miqat, make sure you're in the state of ihram. Okay? So that's when you become a muhrim, once you've recited the talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. You're basically saying to Allah, Allah, I'm here. You invited me, I have come now, Allah, I'm present now. And you continue to recite talbiyah. Men will recite aloud and women will recite silently until you don't go and see the Kaaba. So all throughout your journey, continue reciting talbiyah as much as you can. But remember what I said, take care of yourself as well. Okay? So recite talbiyah. Women should not cover their face during ihram. They can't cover the face during ihram. If they do need to cover, then they can't allow any cloth to touch the face. That's important. That's the only thing that they need to really bear in mind in the state of ihram. Okay? Any questions on ihram? How do we put on the ihram then? There are different ways of putting the ihram on. So 2 sheets like this for a male. No, it's not sewn. These are just, this is just the edges. There's no stitches. Yeah, it's just done. Yeah, that's fine. So if you bring the ihram around you, like this, above your waist, much above your waist. Okay, keep it, because you can put a belt around then. You can either bring it both pieces in front of you like this. Okay. Take it to the side then. Fold it here, around there, and then just fold it. If you want, you can use a belt. Put a belt around you here, and then put it around the belt. Clear? Bring it. You should put your feet out like this. Okay? Because you're going to be walking with this on. Right? So you should keep your feet out like this. Then bring the two ends together. Take it to a side. And then like that. And you can then tuck it like this. Ensure you stay on. Okay, when you do it from here. Mic and everything. Right? That's one way. The other way that you can put on your ihram is, again, keep your feet apart. Put one sheet here and bring the other sheet round like this. And then just tuck it like that. It's however you're comfortable. It basically needs to be on you. That's it. Okay? I usually use a belt, one that you can put money in. Because when you finish your sa'i, you're going to go to the barbers. No barber is going to cut your hair for free there. You need some money with you. Okay? So take some money with you. Clear on this? Right? Then on top, that's it. You can just keep it like this. If there's a child minor and always coming off and you use a safety pin, that's fine as well. You see these new ones with buttons now. And he uses a button there, that's fine as well. And you can't do this. Why can't you do that? In the state of ihram, your head needs to be exposed. Can you use an umbrella? Yeah, you can't touch your head basically. You can use an umbrella. You can go under shade. Achha. So that's the ihram. We'll come back onto this. This is, I'm going to show you now. This is called iztiba'. Iztiba' is where you leave your right shoulder exposed. Okay? Not left, right shoulder exposed. In tawaf we do iztiba'. So we've got our ihram on. After we put our ihram on, then we performed how many rakat salat? 2 rakat salat. What did we recite in the first rakat? In the second rakat? Make lots of dua, and then what do? Intention. After making intention, what do we recite? Talbiyah. At what point do we become a muhrim? After talbiyah, not after intention, not after the 2 rakats. When intention and talbiyah is recited, now we are a muhrim. Clear? Okay. Now you have to abstain from quite a number of things. Just like when you say Allahu Akbar, start salat, you can't eat, you can't talk, in the same way. That's like takbir tahrima. What can't you do? Men, you can't wear any sewn garments. So like I mentioned before about undergarments, wearing a shirt, wearing a coat, etc. You can't do that. Okay? So including underwear, vests, you can't wear socks as well, because you need to keep that toe exposed. What else can't you do? Trimming or shaving the hair of the body. You can't go for a haircut in the state of ihram. You can't trim, shorten, and you shouldn't even do this all the time, because hair will come out. You understand? You can't clip nails in the state of ihram. You should do all this before you put your ihram on. Clipping nails is also forbidden. Using perfume, scent, and anything that has fragrance. This is a problem when you land at the airport and you say, oh, really good, nice fragrance. It smells very good, this soap or this whatever is left there, gel. But you can't use it. Why? It's got fragrance. Okay? What we're trying to do here is unify everyone when they come to the haram. Everybody looks the same. Okay? So, no fragrance, no perfumes can be used. Before you become a muhrim, if you used any fragrance, then that's permissible, even if that smell stays after you become a muhrim. But after you become a muhrim, now you can't use it. Any relation between the husband and wife is not permissible, okay, in the state of ihram. Hunting wildlife or aiding a hunter. Nowadays and age doesn't really apply, but in the state of ihram, you can't hunt any wildlife that's there, or somebody else might be hunting, telling him it's gone this way, go and catch it. You can't aid somebody as well. Okay. How to wear ihram, we've already done. Now we've come on to the tawaf. Any questions up to this slide so far? Clear? MashaAllah. Okay. Tawaf. So we've got our ihram, we've landed at Jeddah airport, you pass through immigration. Please don't make namaz qadha. You're a musafir, remember. If you're not going to stay, you're a musafir, so you pray 2 rakats of Zohar, 2 rakats of Asr, 2 rakats of Isha, but you need to pray with it as well. Okay? So remember that. So you pray your salat, there's facilities there, don't make your salat qaza, pray your salat, you've gone to do ibadat. And then once you get onto the coach, carry on reciting talbiyah as loud as you can, as many times as you can, and then you come to your hotel, you'll check in, put your luggage, you can refresh yourself, but don't say I'll have a quick shower with shower gel that's got fragrance in, etc., etc. You can't do that. You can just have a quick shower with just clean water, that's it. Okay? And after that, now you're going to go, choose a suitable time for yourself, for your family, whoever you're going with, that it's not going to be too hot now, we'll be able to manage, etc. And then when you're leaving, make sure you take what with you? Money with you. Why do you need money with you? Yeah, for hair cutting. So make sure. 5 riyals is enough, but many places will be charging more than that probably now. 10 riyals, they shouldn't be anything more than that. So just to be on safe side, take 20 riyals with you. Okay? Not all the barbers accept card. Most places accept card nowadays, but not all. So take some cash with you. Okay? Now, when you've come, you're entering the masjid now. Soon as you see the Kaaba, now you stop your talbiyah. Soon as you see the Kaaba, you stop your talbiyah. They say, when you see the Kaaba and the dua you make the first time, Allah accepts that dua. So you should spend some time making dua there. When you see the Kaaba, you should say the takbir, the tahleel, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar means Allah is the greatest. La ilaha illallah means there's none worthy of worship except for Allah. What we're saying to ourselves is that I've come here and I'm going to go around the Kaaba, but it's not the Kaaba that I'm worshipping. Are we worshipping the Kaaba? It's not that we pray salat in front of the Kaaba is in front of us. Are we worshipping the Kaaba? No, that's just a symbol of a location. Okay? And that's what we're reminding ourselves. Allah is the greatest, meaning Allah is greater than this Kaaba. And La ilaha illallah, the Kaaba is not worthy of worship, only Allah is worthy of worship. So we remind ourselves of that. Or else people will say this is just like idol worshipping. Okay? So once you reach there, recite takbir, Allahu Akbar, tahleel, La ilaha illallah 3 times, make dua upon seeing the Kaaba. Make intention of tawaf. This is fard. Remember, you don't have to say it with your mouth, it's all in your heart. You've gone there and you're going to do tawaf now. Where the Hajr Aswad is, before you reach past there, you need to make intention of doing tawaf. Start tawaf by keeping Hajr Aswad to your right hand side. If you pass it, then you have to come back. Okay? And then doing istilam. The way of doing istilam is, you go to the Hajr Aswad. Good look. Okay? You go to the Hajr Aswad, you place your hands, you kiss it, you say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, and then you start. But you're not going to have that chance. Don't push one another. Don't, show your strength and power there. There's no need for that. It's Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned, and Sahaba Ikram, they showed with their practice. If you can't go close to it, then from far, wherever you are, just place your hand out, Bismillahi Allahu Akbar. Walillahi alhamd. There's other du'as as well, but read Bismillahi Allahu Akbar as a minimum, and then you can kiss your hand, and that's it, you can start your tawaf. Okay. Istilam. Explain what Istilam is. Go around the Kaaba 7 times. Each time you come to the Hajar Aswad corner, you do Istilam. So in total, you will do 8 times Istilam. You start with Istilam, 7 times round. The last time is the 8th time, and you finish with Istilam. Recite du'as during tawaf and do not face the Kaaba. If I'm praying salat now, can I look this way, that way, everywhere? This is like salat. You're going around, you look ahead of you. Okay, keep your gaze down, look ahead of you. Be conscious, there's a lot of people there, there's crowds there. But you don't look at the Kaaba. When you don't look at the Kaaba, then when you're not doing tawaf, come and sit at the Kaaba all day. Allah sends mercy upon the people who just go and look at the Kaaba as well there. So at the time of tawaf, don't look at the Kaaba. And at the time of tawaf, should you recite the Quran or should you recite du'as? The best is to recite du'as. Okay? The best is to recite. Mataf is a place where du'as are accepted. Actually, what if you only know one du'a? Doesn't matter. Just carry on reciting. The best du'a is Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. But you still have time. Memorize many du'as. And if you've memorized them, the more you recite in tawaf, you'll remember them for the rest of your life. Okay? So carry on making dua, making dua, making dua. It doesn't matter if it's the same dua all the time. Sunnat for men to perform first 3 circuits with ramal. The first 3 only. Okay? So when you start your first tawaf, you will start by doing ramal. Okay? Ramal is throughout the tawaf. Ramal is to walk bravely. Okay? Showing power like this. Okay? And taking smaller steps. There's a reason for this, that the Makkans who were mushrik at that time, they said the heat of Medina has weakened the Muslims. They won't be able to do anything. So the Prophet said, show them your power by walking like a brave soldier. Okay? So this is Ramal. If you're on your 4th round and you forgot Ramal, then now do you do Ramal? No. If you've missed it, you've missed it. Okay? There's no dam for it. But you do Ramal only in the first 3. The first one you forgot, in the second one you remember, start Ramal there. Then do Ramal in the 3rd one. But 4th one onwards, there's no more Ramal. What else do we do? Remember? Istiba. Keep our right shoulder. Okay. Pray 2 rakat salat at the end of doing tawaf, going around 7 times behind Maqam Ibrahim. These 2 rakats are wajib. Now remember this rule. Any time, whether nafal, wajib, fard, doesn't matter what kind of tawaf it was. Any time you went round the Kaaba 7 times, it's wajib to pray 2 rakat salat. And this is acting upon the Quran. Allah says, وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. Take the station of Ibrahim alayhi salam to be a place of salat. Okay? So that's why if you have the opportunity to pray behind Maqam Ibrahim, which you won't have, there's people doing tawaf, let people do tawaf. Don't say you to make a wall here. I'm praying salat and there stay as guards there. You're being problematic to the people who are doing tawaf. Move back. There's usually space at the back which they've cordoned off where you can go. But because of Hajj, that space might not be there. You need to move more back. If you can't find any space behind Maqam Ibrahim or in the outer areas of the mataf, wherever in haram you find space, pray the 2 rakats. But make sure it's not the makruh time. Sunrise, sunset, zawal. Okay, it's not makruh time to pray. So these 2 rakats. So what we've done so far, we put on ihram and then we've done tawaf now. Ihram was farz, tawaf was fard. Okay, we've prayed our 2 rakat salat, which was wajib. Now drink as much zamzam as you can. Drink. People think, I'm not going to drink any water now. I might need the bathroom, the toilet. If you drink it with yaqeen that it's beneficial cure for me, because ma'u zamzam lima shuriba lahu, with whatever intention, meaning with certainty you believe in it and you drink, then Allah will fulfill that intention of yours, inshallah. Many scholars have tried it. Don't do it as an experience. Say, let me test this. Do it with yaqeen. There was one person, Imam Qurtubi narrates this in his Tafsir Qurtubi. This person, he had the urge to relieve himself. And he still got tawaf to finish and he still got his sa'i. He thought, if I leave now, meaning go outside and find somewhere to do, to relieve myself, come back, I'm not going to be able to do it, come back in and find the space again. So what he did was, he thought that whatever intention you drink Zamzam, Allah fulfills that. I'm going to go drink plenty of Zamzam water with this intention that I don't need to go and relieve myself now, I can hold back. And where Maqam Ibrahim is, there was a building there, construction there, and there was the Zamzam wells. Now it's demolished and moved more back. He went in, drank plenty of Zamzam water. He said, after that I did sa'i, I did my full tawaf, everything. I did not have the urge to relieve myself. So drink plenty of Zamzam water, pour it over you, rub it over your chest, and recite the dua. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan wasi'a wa shifa'an min kulli da. 3 things you're making dua for. Allahumma inna nas'aluka, oh Allah, we ask you ilman nafi'a, beneficial knowledge. Beneficial knowledge is that you act upon. Wa rizqan wasi'a, and abundance of wealth and rizq and sustenance. And shifa'an min kulli da, cure from all illnesses. Now we're going to go and do sa'i. Sa'i. We do tawaf, wherever we do tawaf, that's called the mataf. And then we do sa'i, wherever we do sa'i, that's called mas'ah. So you will leave, and then you will go to, he'll say, towards mas'ah, towards Safa. In English as well, you'll find it written. You go, you climb, ascend onto the Mount Safa, and then you face the direction of the Kaaba. You'll be able to see through the buildings the Kaaba. You raise your hands and you make dua. You make dua. It's all about dua, all about dua. Don't become tired. When you become tired of reciting, just remind yourself of 11,000 pounds you've spent to come here, or however much you've spent. That will encourage you to continue to make dua. So you come to the Mas'ah, you ascend onto Mount. Look, it's my own picture. You can see Iqra Masjid back there. Okay? This is the bugs we gave them when we went in February. I don't know who that is anyway. But this is an area between Safa and Marwa. Safa is one mountain. It's not much of a mountain now. And Marwa is another mountain. Okay? You ascend onto Safa, face the Kaaba, make dua, and then you come down facing Safa and you walk towards Safa. From Safa to Marwa, this is one circuit. From Marwa back to Safa is second circuit. In this way we do 7. You start at Marwa and you finish at Safa. Okay? When you come, you'll see above you there's normal lighting like this, and then there is an area where there's green lighting, the green zone. This is where Hajar, Ismail alayhi salam's mother, she heard Ismail alayhi salam crying aloud, wanting water, etc. So instead of walking a normal pace, she kind of hurried and walked in a more faster pace. And that's what men do there. Okay? Females don't start running and racing with one another there. But men, from there onwards, slightly more faster pace you will walk. You'll see some people, they sprint and they jog and stuff, etc. But slightly faster you will run from here and you stop there. It'll be the same on the opposite side. If you need to stop at any time, stop, go to a side, sit down for a bit, because you've been walking a lot, 7 times around the Kaaba. If your hotel's far, that was one tawaf already probably done. Okay? So stop, this Zamzam water on the side, drink Zamzam water as well. Enjoy your ibadat. You don't know when you're going to go back next. Achha. Then you'll go on to Safa, come back, like this. So ascend onto Mount Safa, make dua facing the Kaaba, start descending, walk towards Mount Marwa. Safa to Marwa is 1, 7 rounds need to be completed. Men will brisk walk, green light zone area, and make dua each time you ascend onto Safa or Marwa. Make dua throughout the sa'i, enjoy yourself, and pray 2 rakats at the end. These 2 rakats are not wajib. After tawaf it's wajib, but here it's not wajib. Okay? Pray anyway, wherever you can, wherever you find space. After that, you come out from the Marwa door. They won't allow you to come back in because of the construction work. So you'll come out from the Marwa door. Once you come out, you're outside now. Okay? And there will be some people stood with scissors there. and say, let me cut some hair for you, and a lot of people think, yes, cut 1 or 2 strands of hair and I'm free, that's my halaq. No. First of all, there's 2 words here. Halaq means to shave. This is all halaq. Shave. Qasr means to shorten. 1 inch or more than that, at least 1 inch or more than that, shorten from all around, at least 1/4, but all around the head. Okay? Don't go for qasr. Some people think, my hair, or some people are scared of blades, believe it or not. They're scared for somebody to use a blade. They use new blades for every person. Okay, so don't be scared of catching things, etc. Do halaq in Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih hadith. I'm mentioning the reference because sometimes people think, it's not authentic, etc. Authentic narration, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he made dua for forgiveness for those who do halaq. For those who do halaq. 3 times. The 4th time he said, okay, dua for people who do qasr as well. So if you want Rasul's dua, do halaq. You're not going to do halaq all the time in your life, are you? This is an opportunity. Do halaq. Actually, if you've done umrah already once and you're going for your second umrah, and you say, well, I've got no hair, it doesn't matter about hair. That blade just needs to touch your head. Okay, all around. So you do halaq. Halaq is to shave and qasr is to shorten the hair and then proceed to a barber, shave the hair, men only. Women will only do qasr. So women take all the hair from their hair and then take it around your finger. 1 inch, take it around your finger, wrap it around and with scissors cut it, and that's them. They're free from their ihram. When you do halaq or qasr, you're free from your ihram. All those prohibitions you're out of now. Okay? Now you're a normal person again. You're not a muhrim anymore. Clear? Umrah is done. Umrah Mubarak now. Ji?
Can women do their own halq in the state of ihram?
If that's the last thing left, there's nothing else. And that is the last thing left, meaning. Okay? And there's no one else to do it for them. Usually they'll have a mahram with them. The mahram should do it. It's better. Yeah? Yeah. Most of the time what will happen is they will come with you to the barbers because they're lost. They don't know where to go. But if they do know where to go, you can say, go to the hotel, rest for a bit, and then when I come back, I'll cut for you. Good to pack with you pair of scissors as well. Okay?
Just to mention, not in your handbag.
No, not in your handbag.
These things
Yeah,
happen
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
The Aziz.
Yeah,
Not
so
in your handbag.
put it in your bigger luggage that you're going to send through.
Or you buy one.
Yeah, you can buy from there as well. It's cheap there. Ji? After sa'i. No, after sa'i is not wajib. After tawaf, 2 rakats is wajib. You must. But after sa'i, the 2 rakats are not wajib. Okay? Ji? Niyat for umrah. Niyat for umrah, yeah, you have to make niyat for umrah. It's fard. Niyat for umrah, niyat for any ibadat we make is fard. But like I said, you don't have to say with your tongue, it's what's in your heart. The tongue basically just confirms and gives you that satisfaction, I've made intention. Okay? So now your umrah is complete. How to perform Hajj. Okay? Won't be long now. Half an hour maximum will be done. Okay? How to perform Hajj. If you are performing Hajj Qiran, then you've already got your ihram on, because you don't remove your ihram. Okay, you don't become free from your ihram. If you are performing Hajj Ifrad, then you've got no ihram on yet. If you're performing Hajj Tamattu', you performed Umrah and you removed your ihram. Okay, most people perform Hajj Tamattu'. So now, how to perform Hajj is you're inside Makkah. And if you're not inside Makkah, if you're coming from Medina, for example, then you'll put on your ihram from Zul Hulayfa. But you're inside Makkah, if you can, then come to Haram and put on your ihram from there. But it's not easy always. So put on your ihram at your hotel, come to the Haram meaning Masjid al-Haram, pray 2 rakat salat, make your intention, read your talbiyah, etc. What we did right at the beginning to become muhrim. When will you do this? You will do this on the 8th of Zil Hijjah, before Zohar time. After Fajr, do that. Okay? And if you can, then you can perform a nafal tawaf with ihram on and do a sa'i. Then at the end, when I come to tawaf ziyarat, you won't have to do the sa'i then. Okay? So put on your ihram. Hajj has 5 days. The month of Hajj is Zul Hijjah. Shawwal, Zul Qa'dah you can start, but Zul Hijjah, and then from Zul Hijjah is the 8th of Zul Hijjah, 9th of Zul Hijjah, 10th of Zul Hijjah, 11th of Zul Hijjah, and 12th of Zul Hijjah. There is a 13th if you want to stay on in Mina. But these are the 5 days. From these 5 days, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, the most important is 9th of Zul Hijjah. Okay? If you miss attendance at Arafah, then your Hajj, you have to come back next year. You've missed your Hajj basically. The busiest day from the 5 is 10th. The most important is the 9th, the day of Arafah. The busiest day is the 10th. When the world is celebrating Eid, enjoying themselves, Hajis are running like mud. Okay? So 8th of Zul Hijjah is the first day. What are you going to do? Wear the ihram. Okay? Depart for Mina after sunrise. Your muallim will send you, will probably give you SIM cards and you'll have emails. Depending on which group you go, you'll have emails sent to you of your itinerary, and they'll say, stay ready, coach will come at this time. And then with the coach, you will go to Mina. So depart from Mina, again read Talbiyah as many times as you can. After sunrise, try to reach there, Mina, by Zohar time. So you pray there 5 salat. Zohar of the 8th, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr of the next day. 5 salat. Okay? Yeah.
So, the night before, they take you from the hotel in Mina in tent. You know, like on the 8th start.
On the 8th.
They take you after Maghrib or Isha.
Or on the 8th, they take you after Zohar time.
No. Before your time, because night starts before.
Yeah.
So they take you, not the next day, not the 8th. Basically.
The day before?
No. They take you at the Maghrib time of the
8th. Yeah.
Or after Isha time is there.
All right. Yeah. So if that happens, realistically, you don't want to do that, because you're not performing your Hajj in accordance to the proper way mentioned in Quran and Hadith. But if somebody goes late, for example, he goes Asr time there.
I am saying they are taking you on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah.
Yeah, that's what I'm explaining.
Nights.
Yeah.
The Arabic day starts with the night first. So they are taking you on the night, not in the morning.
Yeah. No. Don't wait for them. You go. Okay. It doesn't matter if you go that time, meaning there won't be any dam on you. If you do go at that time, there won't be any dam on you. You don't.
You beforehand, not the after, not the sunrise.
On the 8th. Yeah.
They started after Maghrib time.
Acha.
So they are taking Arbudin Karane.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no problem with that. Yeah, I understand now. There's no problem with that. You can go early. Yeah, that's fine. If they take you early, no problem. You go earlier than that. You can go early and stay there, but on the 8th, you should try to pray your Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr. Okay? But if you go before Zohar, the previous day, you've been there, doesn't matter. Yeah, night there doesn't matter. Okay?
That's why
Yeah.
they can't transfer all these
Hujjaj, thousands of people, yeah.
So they start on the night after Maghrib or Isha, and they say go.
That's fine. There's no.
Because you must reach there before the Juhur time.
Yeah, so if they take you early, it doesn't matter. Okay? So pray 5 times Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr. Leave for Arafat after Fajr. So obviously that's going to be the 9th then, isn't it? That'll be the next day. And you should reach before Zawal time to the field of Arafah. So the next day is 9th of Zulhijjah, which is the second day. This day is called Yawmul Arafah, the most important day. Rasul said, Al-Hajju al-Arafah. Hajj is attendance at Arafah. Doesn't matter how. Some people are bedridden, they're in hospital, they went there, they've had a heart attack, they've had a stroke. People become ill there as well. There's hospitals on the field of Arafah. People are brought there. So it doesn't matter how you're brought there, but you need to attend there. So reach Arafah before Zawal time and engage in worship, recitation of Quran, dhikr, dua. There's a masjid in the field of Arafah called Masjid Nimra. Okay? You might have seen Masjid Nimra. On this day, according to the Hanafi madhab, you pray your Zohar and Asr together in Zohar time only if you are praying in Masjid Nimra with the Imam who is leading the Salat in Masjid Nimra. Clear? If you are praying Salat in your tent, then you pray Zohar at Zohar time and Asr at Asr time. What people sometimes do is they're in a group, so make somebody the imam. Even if whoever is the most knowledgeable, make one person the imam and pray your salat. Don't just pray salat on your own day. Okay? No, so you pray together with the imam the Zohar salat in your tent, but Zohar at Zohar time, Asr at Asr time. Yeah. Whether you pray individually or in congregation in your tent, you pray each salat at its prescribed time. The only time you will combine between the two is if you pray in Masjid Nimra with the Imam who is leading the salat there. Okay?
We are told last time that you do not go because if you don't know the area, you will easily get lost. So if people know, those who are they have been to Masjid Nimra, don't go out on your own and then get lost and then you can't reach there.
Yeah, so it's a big field and
You will not find your way back, so don't try.
everything looks the same there. Don't think I'll remember, it looks like a tent. Everything is a tent there. There's numbers, but you can easily get lost.
The number doesn't work.
Yeah, so you can easily get lost. Even when I went, even we got lost. We eventually found when we went Jamarat, we pelted the shaitan. Coming back, we got lost. It was a good thing we got lost. We got to see the African camps and the Asian camps, and then we eventually ended up in the European camps.
If you ever get lost, ask the cleaners. They know everything. Not ask the guides.
Yeah, the guides know nothing.
The guides are useless guides. They are misguided.
Okay? So pray Zohar and Asr at its prescribed times if praying on own or congregation, but not in Masjid Nimra. Leave for Muzdalifah after sunset. So you've prayed Zohar Salat, Asr Salat at its prescribed time, unless you prayed in Masjid Nimra. Then Maghrib time, the next Salat is going to be Maghrib. Don't pray Maghrib in field of Arafah. Let the sun set and then you'll come, you'll wait at your gates for the coaches to come. When the coach comes, don't think Maghrib Salat is finishing, I need to pray. No. Reach Muzdalifah. Once you reach Muzdalifah, then you will pray at Isha time. It'll be Isha time by the time you reach there anyway. You pray Maghrib and Isha together. Now there's no masjid or imam to wait for. In your tent, there's no tents there in Muzdalifah, but in your area with your group, you pray Isha, Maghrib first, then Isha, and then the Sunnats. Ji? So this depends how long you've been there. If you've been in Mecca for 15 days, or if you're going to be 15 days or more, then you will be a muqim there. So you'll pray full, 4 rakats. So you have to see your itinerary, how long you will be in Mecca. If in Mecca you're going to be for less than 15 days, then you will be a musafir.
So the day starts when you land in Makkah.
Yeah.
When you start counting.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. When you go to Mecca, you land in Jeddah, most likely. Once you go to Mecca, that's when your 15 days start. Meaning, how long am I here for? When am I leaving this?
Now then is they're putting Aziz here.
Yeah, it's all classed the same. Yeah. before they used to say Makkah is Makkah, Aziziyah is separate, Mina is separate, Muzdalifah, they all had their own little, like Bradford, Halifax, like that. But now the construction and the building and everything is such that the ulama say that it's all one now. Okay? Muzdalifah. So once you reach Muzdalifah, combine between Maghrib and Isha during Isha time. And like I said, by the time you reach there, it will be Isha time. So make somebody the Imam, he recite Maghrib and then Isha, and then after that you can read your sunnats. But also what to do in Muzdalifah is collect 70. You might not need 70, collect more than 70, 72, 73. You'll need 70 if you stay on 13th of Zul Hijjah in Mina. But other than that, from 70 minus 21, 49, that's all you'll need. Okay? You'll see, we'll count along anyway. So keep a little sack with you. Put these little small, the pebbles. Put them in a bag, keep them safe. You will need them for the next days. Okay? Keep them safe. Take some extra with you in case you lose one or two, or when you're taking that out, it falls. Spend the night in the worship of Allah as usual. Then Subah Sadiq, beginning time of Fajr, wake up, pray Fajr Salat, and then you need to make sure you stay in Muzdalifah. This is called Wuquf Muzdalifah, that time. Okay? Just before sunrise, where you were able to pray 2 rakat Salat. So about 5 minutes before sunrise, then now you can leave Muzdalifah and go to Mina. But it'll depend when your coach comes. See? Yeah. No, you can't cover your feet. So you can't have the socks on and you can't, No, you have to find water and do wudu. Tayammum. You have to see when you're there. But usually, I know there isn't many places to do wudu there, but you have to do wudu. That there will be places.
So practically, what happens is, Magnus have said that you will be sleeping. Don't dream about that. That is, if you find the space to sit down, that's good enough and pray. Because they could have made it better, but it's whatever it is. There is no place to sleep. So don't take the sleeping bag. You can take a piece of clothes in case if you find the space. So don't take pillows and don't take the sleeping bag.
You're just spending the night there.
Many people,
that's it.
They need carry the sleeping bags, but
last time I lost.
Yeah.
the second thing is, practically the second thing is, do not leave your group. Do not leave your group. Everywhere you go,
Stay with them.
please do not leave your people. Otherwise you are lost, and it will create so much tension and so much problem that you will not be doing all this nice ibadat that you are doing.
So, carrying on, spend the night in the ibadat of Allah, pray Fajr Salat, leave for Jamarat. Okay? Jamarat just before sunrise. But again, like I said, a lot of these timings will depend upon your transport and the buses when they come. Next day, 10th of Zul Hijjah, this is the third day, it's called Yawmun Nahar. Okay? The day to do Nahar. Proceed to Mina. So you're in Muzdalifah, you're coming back to Mina now. Come to Mina, and then we're going to do 4 things on this day. You don't have to do all 4 today, but we're going to try and do all the 4 things. And the 4 things, Rami number 1, pelt al-Jamaratul Aqaba. That's the big shaitan. Okay? 7 times. Number 2 is Qurbani. If you're performing Hajj Tamattu or Hajj Qiran, then you perform Qurbani. Hajj Ifrad, you don't have to perform Qurbani. This is different to the Qurbani that we perform in Bradford or elsewhere. If you've not gone for Hajj, it's 2 different. People sometimes think it's the same one. This Qurbani we're performing, we're saying to Allah that all praise belongs to you. You've allowed us to perform in one journey, Umrah and Hajj. Okay? So, Rami means pelting the shaitan. How do you pelt the shaitan? You pick it up and then you throw like this. You'll see these pillars and there's a circular wall. It doesn't have to touch that pillar. Your stone does not have to touch that pillar there. If it doesn't fall on the pillar, don't think, oh, I have to do it again. All that has to happen is that stone has to go within that circled wall. Okay? You don't have to go really close as well, but stay slightly far so you can throw like this. Don't remove your sandals and throw. Don't throw your umbrellas. Don't do anything else. Don't shout and scream there. There are du'as that are to be recited. Okay? Bismillahi Allahu Akbar as minimum. Then qurbani. Then again, you'll do halaq or qasr, shave or trim the hair. And then you do tawaf-e-ziyarat. This is the second most important thing. The presence on the day, on the field of Arafah, the most important. And then you have tawaf-e-ziyarah. Two things very, very important. These three are wajib, and these three need to be performed in this sequence. You can't shave your head and then go and do rami, and then do qurbani. You can't do qurbani first and then rami of jamarat, meaning you have to do these three in this order. Have you understood? You have to do it in this order. It's wajib. So first of all you do rami, then you do qurbani, then you do your halaq and qasr. After that you'll do tawaf-e-ziyarat. To do tawaf-e-ziyarat, where will you have to come? One more thing, you were reciting talbiyah. Soon as you come to the jamarat, with the first stone that you hit, your talbiyah stops now. No more talbiyah. Have you understood? No more talbiyah. So now for tawaf-e-ziyarat, where will you have to come? You'll have to come back to Makkah. You come to Makkah. If you want, you can go to the hotel to refreshen yourself, etc. But you come to do tawaf now. You make intention again that I'm making tawaf-e-ziyarat. It will be very busy. And again, the way we did tawaf, from Hajar-e-Aswad, do istilam and go around 7 times. After that, if you did not perform any sa'i after tawaf-e-qudum or beforehand, then you must perform sa'i now as well. And that's why I was saying that before the 8th, on the 7th, etc., if you want it, you put on your ihram and you can come and perform a tawaf, and then you perform a sa'i after that tawaf. If you did that, then now you don't have to perform a sa'i. Now, once you do halaq and qasr, now you can wear your normal clothing. Now the prohibitions of ihram are finished. The only one prohibition left is husband and wife relation. Okay? That will become permissible after tawaf-e-ziyarah. Tawaf-e-ziyarah, for us it's okay, we can go any time. But women in the state of haiz, period, they can't go into the masjid, can they? They can't go inside the masjid. They can't go for tawaf. So now what will they do? So they will wait. They can do everything else, but they can't do tawaf. They can go to Arafah, Muzdalifah, Mina, pelt the shaitan, cut the hair, everything else they can do. But because in the state of hajj, you can't come to the masjid and the mataf is inside the masjid, they can't come there. So now they will wait until their hajj has come to an end. If they have to, their flight is any time now or any day now or tomorrow for example, and they haven't done tawaf-e-ziyarah, then they will try their best to change the flight date. If they can't, last case scenario in our Hanafi madhab, they have given you the permission because there's nothing else that they can do, is that they do the tawaf-e-ziyarah in the state that they are, but then they will have to give a penalty for that, have a camel or a cow, a big animal slaughtered, and that must happen within haram. Within haram meaning within Mecca. You can't come back to Bradford and slaughter, and it must happen there. So that's why part of preparation is for, like when you're choosing packages and dates you're going and how long you're staying where, women will know their situation more better than anyone else, is for them to kind of look at that as well. It may be that they're going to Medina for next 7 days or next 5 days. So they can go to Medina and then they might become clean during them days, catch a train, come back, do tawaf-e-ziyarat and go back. Okay. 11th day. So the hard bit is over now. Now on the 11th day, all we have to do is pelt all three of this jamarat, three of the stones or pillars that you will see there. But this you can't do after Subah Sadiq, you have to wait till Zawal time. You will see people will go, they'll camp out, they'll sit there, and then soon as the adhan is called in Masjid al-Khayf, then you see everybody goes. There's no reason to go at that time, because that's when a lot of people goes and there's going to be a lot of a big crowd there. Just wait for some time, inshallah you'll see the first lots that are moving on. On the 10th, you are only pelting one. But on the 11th, you are pelting all three. So you go to Al-Jamratul Ula, the first one, you pelt, you can move away, face the direction of the Kaaba and make dua, short dua. And then you go to the second, pelt again, make short dua, go to the third, pelt and carry on, there's no dua now. Okay, so now you'll need 21 stones. Remember to take the stones. If you lose all of them, then you're going to be a bit stuck. So pelt all the three jamarat pebbles, each 7 each, between Zawal and sunset of that day. So between Zawal and before Maghrib time. After Maghrib time is Jawaz time. This time is Sunnat time. After Maghrib is Jawaz, is permissible. Like for example, somebody, there's a valid reason, excuse why they couldn't do it, weak, elderly, etc. Continue in the worship of Allah, stay in Mina. It's Sunnat to stay in Mina. Don't pelt the shaitan and say, I'm going back to my hotel. Stay in Mina, in the tent. 12th, the next day, 5th day, again after Zawal time, pelt all three jamarat, and after you've pelted the last one, now you can come back to Mina. You can come back to Mecca, and your Hajj is complete. But if you decide to stay for another one day, then you can do, and after Subah Sadiq on the 13th, Subah Sadiq of the 13th, you can pelt the three jamarat and then come back to Mecca. Any questions? Some places, 5-10 minutes now we're finishing, some places that you can go, most groups will take you, but for ziyarat, but if they don't, get a taxi.
So you, after Tawaf is ziyarah, Hajj is finished, but another Tawaf left.
Yeah, that's when you're leaving Mecca. We're going to come on to that. You're still in Mecca now. There's places to visit. You don't know when you're going to go back next. This might be the only time, the first time and the only time. Wallahu alam. Make this dua when you're there, that Allah bring me here as many times as possible, Allah. Don't make this the last time. There was a famous muhaddith by the name Sufyan, and he took his nephew with him and for Hajj. And he was in one of these fields in Muzdalifah, I think. And in Muzdalifah, dua is accepted, like everywhere, dua is accepted. Every year he used to make dua, Allah, don't make this my last Hajj. See, and then he's been coming for Hajj every single year for many years. But then he became of old age, and then he said to his nephew who was with him that year, he said that, my nephew, all these years I've been making dua to Allah, Allah, don't make this my last Hajj. Allah accepts and brings me every year. But now I'm thinking that Allah might be thinking, I don't like death, I don't want to die, and I want to stay in this world forever. So I'm not going to make that dua this year. And then that year he passes away. Okay. So when we make dua, there's etiquettes of duas as well. There's a ways of making dua. But one of the adab of making dua is that whatever we ask for, we ask with certainty. No, Allah forgive me if you want to, if you don't want to, then that's fine as well. You don't make dua like that. You say, Allah forgive me, cry your eyes out. Allah forgive me, Allah give me this, Allah provide for me. So ziyarat, places to visit, I don't know if it's open yet, but Ghar-e Hira, where the first revelation came, Jabal-e-Nur, Ghar-e Hira, before people used to climb, but now they've made a route now, steps you can pay, and then you can go right to the top and see the cave where Jibreel alayhi salam came. So Mina, Arafah and Muzdalifah, you don't have to go there because you spent nights and days there. Cave Thor, Ghar-e Thor, this is when the Prophet was migrating, leaving Mecca for Medina. He spent 3 nights there with Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala an. This is very close to Mecca, you can even walk it there, a lot of people do as well. Ghar-e Hira, Ghar means cave, and this is on a mountain called Jabal-e-Nur. And that's where the Prophet used to go in contemplation before the first revelation came. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Masjid-e-Jinn, if you're coming back with a taxi from Ghar-e Hira, en route, there's a place called Masjid-e-Jinn. It's off the main road. And there's no jinns there now, so don't be scared not to go there. Go there, visit. That's where the Prophet, he conveyed the message of Islam to the jinns there. Okay, so there was a group of jinns and he was explaining about Islam to them. Al-Mu'alla graveyard, this is the graveyard of Makkatul Mukarramah. Many Sahaba Ikram are buried there. Khadijatul Kubra radiyallahu ta'ala anha is buried there. You will see, so do the ziyarat there. Prophet's place of birth. This isn't easy to explain, but when you come out of Marwa, Safa Marwa, when you come out of Marwa, you come out, there's a building there in front of you where there are washrooms, and on the far end of that building you'll see a small building, not 2 floors or 3 floors, just 1 floor, a small house, and it's a library now, but that was where the house of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was, were his parents, and that's the house where he was born in, birthplace. There's nothing to do there. You don't go there, touch wall and try to take some stone with you. Nothing to do there, but it's to bring that realization that many, many years ago, this is where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born. In Medina, there are more places. There is Masjid Quba. If you're there on a Saturday, walk to Masjid Quba. It's a beautiful walk. You'll enjoy it. Okay. I've been with people and we took people and we walked and we said, okay, we'll walk, but on the way back we'll come back with the taxi. But they enjoyed it so much on the way back, we came back walking as well. It's one straight road as well. It's not like turn left here, turn right here. When you come out from Masjid al-Nabawi, the front end, right hand side corner, front end, right hand side corner, exit, okay? One straight road ahead. You'll see on a Saturday plenty of people walking and going there. And there's a virtue, whoever comes, and the Prophet used to go on Saturdays and he used to pray 2 rakat salat there. This is the first masjid. It was built, Masjid Quba, even before the construction of Masjid al-Nabawi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So go there. There's also some virtues of Medina. There's also Masjid Qiblatayn. That's where the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he was performing salat towards Masjid al-Aqsa, and then he prayed 2 rakats. Jibreel alayhi salam came and he said, now in salat, face the direction of the Kaaba. In salat, he turned and he prayed towards the Kaaba, 3rd and 4th rakat of his Zuhr salat. Okay? So Masjid Qiblatayn. You can do tour of Masjid al-Nabawi. There's the old part, original part during the Prophet's time. There's the Ottoman Empire expansion, then the Saudi expansion, and there's still expansions going on as well. So you can do tour of Masjid al-Nabawi. But the main part is the original, where you will see the pillars which Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam had during his time. When you go to send your salat and salam to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, you go in through Babu Salam, right at the front, gate number 1. You go in, walk all the way till the end, until you come to an area like this, right at the end. There is nothing to see, all these photos, there's nothing to see between there. The Prophet's grave is not there, it's much, much more lower down, okay, which you won't be able to see. All you're doing there is conveying your salat and salam to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When you're there, you'll see grills like this, but you'll see one with a plaque where it says Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is behind here, the Prophet's grave. Then you move on, it'll say Abu Bakr, and next to him will say Umar. Okay? So you stand very humbly and you recite whatever you've memorized. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulallah, as-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Habiballah, ya khayra khiyaratillah, etc. Whatever you've memorized. And then you're conveying message, conveying salam on behalf of people as well. So very humbly, you stand there. As soon as you've said that, then you can move on. Nothing else to do there. Okay? We don't ask from the Prophet, remember that. We only ask from Allah. You can't say, oh, Prophet of Allah, give me this, give me that. All of that we don't do. Okay? So that's where the Prophet's grave is. This picture I took, but if you go to the old part, this is the grill. Inside there is the Prophet's grave from the side angle. You'll walk along here. On some of these pink pillars, you will see these plaques. Okay? These are original. Original meaning this is where pillars stood during the Prophet's time for his masjid. This is Ustuwanatul Hirs. Ustuwanatul Hirs is where Ali radiallahu ta'ala used to stand as guard during the night before Allah revealed the verse that Allah is sufficient for you, you don't need anybody else. Then he said to Ali radiallahu ta'ala, you don't need to stand here anymore, God, Allah is going to protect me. Ustuwanatul Wufud, this is where the delegations used to come and meet the Prophet. There was no fancy hotel, no nothing. Just come and sit here, and the meetings used to happen. And then there's another one along this side, it'll say Ustuwanatul Sarir. During i'tikaf, the Prophet used to have his bed there. And then within the masjid, there are some other ones. There's one or two that's gone inside the building now. And then there was this area where there was Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu's house. And he'll say, هذه خوخة Abi Bakr radiallahu ta'ala an. So some pillars. This is the graveyard of Madinatul Munawwara. After every salat, you will notice in Haram there is Janaza salat. After every salat, they'll make announcement there's Janaza salat. Anybody passes away, body is brought there, Janaza is prayed, performed there. So this opens after every salat. But especially after Fajr, you can go for ziyarat, and there are many Sahaba Ikram there, many of our scholars, meaning from India. Sheikh Zakaria rahimahullah ta'ala is buried there. The previous Sheikh al-Hadith of Bari Darul Ulum Madrasa is also buried there, and many of our scholars, famous scholars, are buried there. They passed away in Madinatul Munawwara. But there is no signs or symbols who is where. Okay? It's a guess if you don't know. So no point going and guessing. What we're doing is ziyarat. Make recitation, Ayatul Kursi, Surat Yasin, etc., etc., and make dua. And this picture, again, is a picture I took, but it tells you so much. It was after Fajr, sun is rising, a new day is starting, just like every other day, but there's people living under the earth, and there's people living above the earth. And all these people, like us, we're waiting. It's a waiting game. That soon the sun will continue to rise, but we will also be under and in the grave. So, no, they won't allow women to go in there. There's big signs that say it's forbidden, and lots of messages from them, but they won't allow women to go in there. There's fences all the way around. You don't have to go inside to do ziyarat anyway, but it brings some kind of realization of life. If you get to see a burial, I've seen burials in school mosque cemetery. This is different. It's something different. It really brings kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut to heart. That's the end. Any questions? You feel confident you'll be able to do Umrah and Hajj? Ji. After sa'i khura bade apne 2 rakat namaz wajib farba. Every jina tawaf bade. Na जैसा समय अपने तवाफ फरोक का, नफल तवाफ फरोक का, उम्रा तवाफ फरोक का, हजर तवाफ फरोक का, फरतेख तवाफ बादे 2 रकात अपने फरा अपना लगे फराई लगे वाजिब. नफल तवाफ अपने फरोक का, नफल तवाफ आगे तो मंशे जो बब्बा फिंदे नफल तवाफ करता है, उन्हें इतना फिंदे जाए बार देना. अपने तवाफ करो inside the मस्जिद और भीतरे मताफर बारा तो वो अपने 2 रकात नमाज पढ़ता है. फरतेख तवाफ बादे 2 रकात नमाज अपने फरते बा वाजिब ना. सही फरतेख तवाफ बादे नहीं. हजर सही अपने खरबा और उम्रा सही अपने खरबा. नफल तवाफ जो दिन खरोइन कुनु सही नहीं. और ही सही बादे 2 रकात फरा वाजिब नहीं. और तवाफ बादे वाजिब. जी. Is not. No. I remember, I forgot Tawaf Wida. When you're leaving Makkatul Mukarrama, this is your last day, okay, your last moment. So before that, you keep enough time to do a final Tawaf. Al-Wida means we are bidding farewell to the Kaaba. So you come with the intention of Tawaf, and you don't have to wear ihram or anything, but you might need to now, depending on what restrictions they have. But you come, you perform a Tawaf, pray 2 rakats, and that's it. That's your Tawaf Wida. It's wajib upon people like us who go from outside the boundary. If a female is in the state of haiz, there isn't time for her to do that. She won't be clean from haiz before leaving Makkah. Then there's no dam and she doesn't have to do tawaf. But she will have to do tawaf as ziyarat, remember that. No. On the last one there's no sa'i. Sa'i is only for umrah tawaf as part of your umrah, or for hajj tawaf as part of your hajj. Or else there's no sa'i. You know, a person there, you can do nafal tawaf. You can say, I'm going to do each tawaf is 7 times round, okay? But you can't say, I'm going to do nafal sa'i. There's no such thing as nafal sa'i. Sa'i becomes a ibadat when it's done after the tawaf as part of umrah or as part of hajj. No. আমি জিজ্ঞাসা কইছিলাম হি কুরবানি আর ই কুরবানি ডিফারেন্ট। আপনি যদি মুসাফির থাকেন কুরবানির দিনও, তো ধরে লাগ 10th 11th 12th আপনি মুসাফির যদি থাকেন মক্কা শরীফ গিয়া, তে আপনার উপরে ই কুরবানি ওয়াজিব নাই। ই কুরবানি মুসাফিরের উপরে ওয়াজিব হয় না। হিনো যে কুরবানি করবা একটু হইল গিয়ে আপনি হজ্জে তামাত্তু আর হজ্জে কিরান করার লাগি এক সফরের মাঝে umrah khurra hajj khurra halagi. But if you are a muqim there, so you've gone to Makkah and you're going to stay in Makkah now for 20 days, 16 days, 17 days, then now because of hajj tamattu or qiran you've got that, but you've got this one as well. You understand? No. So you wait, intizar korte hoiba. Amro right gya mata shave korsi. Shokhale, in the morning, a Maulana went to do the zabah. We didn't do through the ticket system. We had a local person, it was a 50 this one Maulana went and Bismillah Allahu Akbar 50 times. So then when he went, no. So he went, then when he went there, then there was no electricity as well, there was no light, so everything was delayed. We waited all day. In the evening, then he phoned and he said, I've done everyone's qurbani now. Then we shaved our head. So you have to wait. That's why I said the 3 things, Rami, Qurbani, Halaq, they're wajib. All 3 are wajib, but to maintain the sequence, tartib between them is also wajib. If you don't, you have to give them. Okay, so like I said to you at the beginning, Umrah is easy, Hajj is easy. Really to do that is easy, but what makes it difficult is that there's a crowd there every day. Millions of people are trying to do all of that in a short space of time. That's what makes it hard. Or else, it's easy. And if you don't know your way around, you're always getting, a taxi. Sometimes you don't find taxis as well. That's how busy they are. And they'll charge you whatever price they want. So you have to bargain a bit, or you have to know somebody there. But like our Dr. Sahab said, during the Hajj days, stay with your group. That will be most beneficial to you rather than trying to be adventurous. Any other questions before we finish? For the sake of being a musafir or a muqim, it's part of Makkah. Okay? But they're different places, so you can't say, because I'm in Makkah, I'm in Muzdalifah, I don't have to go Muzdalifah. You still go to Mina, Muzdalifah locations, but for the purpose of whether you're going to pray qasr or not, you will do qasr if you stay less than 15 days. If 15 or more, then you will be a muqim.
Exactly 15 days.
Then you'll be a muqim.
That is only in Makkah, not Medina.
And that's only in Makkah, not Medina. Medina is different. So if you're a musafir, and you pray behind the muqim imam, then you pray full. You pray whatever the imam. So you go to Haram Sharif, and please go to Haram for every salat. Okay, go to, you've got nothing else to do there. There's no job there, there's nothing, you're just eating and praying. Make a timetable as well. Make a time, that's why I say make a timetable, you will see the benefit. Try to go 40 minutes before every salat and leave, if you do want to leave, 40 minutes after every salat. Because if you leave straight away, the Imam says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, you'll spend the next 20 minutes in a queue. Everybody's trying to leave. And if you go too late, you'll see they've cordoned it off, you have to go all the way around now and you'll miss your salat as well. Go prepared, make a timetable, every salat, half an hour before, 40 minutes before, I'm going to go to the masjid. Open a Quran, not your phone. Open a Quran and read Quran Sharif. Understand?
And for the 15 days time exactly Mokka. So then
Hey.
after
Qurbani dite ba. After muqim. But after force Oizuddin, remember, Oizuddin force, now you have to think force Oizuddin, then you have to give wajib Oizuddin, you have to give Qurbani then. Iqra Zuddin afne Hajj tamattu khoroin, anna Hajj qiran khoroin. Igu Hajjata. Umrar Hajj loge khoron Zuddin, teo Iqra dewa lagbo. No shubita. Hajar Iqra hono hito. আর হাজার আলাওয়াজে মানছে দেন একটা জেসা আনাম দিতে পারবা okay so check your itinerary, check your dates, make a plan, enjoy your worship, remember me in your du'as, and when you're there, this is another it's a new issue now, that when you're there your group leader might be somebody of a different madhab, okay. So he may be following Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal and he might be telling you something. Whatever you have learnt and you have studied, follow that. Don't argue with people. That's what Allah says. وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. Refrain from these things. Protect your ibadat. Don't ruin your ibadat. Just say to him kindly, brother, I understand what you're doing is according to your madhab. I'm doing according to my madhab. And please leave me to that. Just in a kind way. No one needs to find out. Yeah, and they won't force you as well. But what I'm saying is sometimes people, he's doing is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. People like arguing sometimes. Human being is argumentative. So that's why refrain from all of that. Do your ibadat.
Try to do no false at this time for the sake of the ummah. Do not try to do and call no false because it's so harmful for other people who are trying to do it, because it's so crowded and as well as construction. It causes a lot of problem because people, inshallah, from this country, you can go Umrah
Many times. Anything before we finish?
I want to say the stones you pick up from
Washed. You don't have to. You can't wash it. If there's any najasat on it, you can't use it. Okay? Yeah, you don't know. But you don't have to wash it. But if you wanted to, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Finished? Ji? Hajj Badal. Yes, you just make intention on behalf of your mom, you're performing Hajj. Yeah. Yeah, depending on which Hajj you do. Yeah, that's fine. Inshallah. Okay.